We are back again, and it's Homie Cycle from the 7 Sec Collective, and today I want to talk about the Operation Velvet Shell DLC, the new DLC character Jackal, Caveira, and what exactly this means for PvP now that we have a character who can see the footsteps of other operators. Let's talk about that. So as most people know by now, Operation Velvet Shell releases February the 7th, 2017, and it comes with 2 new operators, a new nightclub map called Coastline, and most likely a whole slew of updates, bug fixes, tweaks, and a whole bunch of other good stuff to make the game nice and tight. But what today I really want to hit on is the fact that this new Jackal character, who's, from what we can tell, his ability allows him to see the footsteps of operators. Now this is going to be a problem for people who like the character Caveira. Now Caveira is a Brazilian operator who was introduced in Operation Skull Rain, and her ability is called Silent Step, and it essentially allows her to sneak around without making noise. So if you're one of those people who like to ear hustle and you like to, listen for footsteps and listen for audio cues, she basically negates your headset, she negates your turtle beaches, and she just moves around, and she's a silent assassin. But now that we have this Jackal character who apparently can flip down this heads-up display he wears on his head, he flips it down and he looks on the ground, and from what we can see on the trailer, he flips it down and he's looking around and he can see footsteps on the floor. So now he essentially renders not only Caveira useless, but he renders people who like to, sit in one spot and camp, he renders that all useless. So from what we know right now, because we don't know too much, we're not really too sure on how long the ability lasts, whether it's rechargeable, whether or not you can use it a few times and then you're done. We don't really know too much because Ubisoft has been pretty tight-lipped, but I'm sure in the next upcoming days they're going to start being more vocal about what he can do and what his limitations are and all the good stuff. But from what I can tell right now, Jackal is essentially a counter to Caveira, because now Caveira's Silent Step is no longer applicable in this, when you have a Jackal on. I'm sure Jackal's an attacking character. Now that you have a Jackal on attack and a Caveira on the defense, it's gonna make the mind games a lot better. So now you're gonna have to work on, going in circles and backtracking and making sure that Jackal can't properly track you to where, let's say you're playing protect the hostage, you have to make sure you backtrack and he can't follow you around. You just can't walk around aimlessly. I think this is a good thing to an extent, but I also think that we have to be careful that this doesn't become, I think that the people who are defending have to be careful with the way they set themselves up tactically, because now you can easily lead the Jackal and his whole squad to, if you're playing the objective game, you can easily lead him back to where you are, and you can easily get your teammates killed because let's say you have a Caveira, or let's just say you're another character and you're walking around and you leave your footsteps and you lead them back to the room where you have of your other teammates camping in. He can easily drop in there and he can tell Jack will be able to track you to the room, and he can notify his other teammates that's where you are, and they can set up an ambush and kill you all. So, it's going to be really interesting what this does to the PvP mindset, the people who play PvP, and what this does to the overall, landscape. It's going to be really interesting in the upcoming weeks. So, we're going to look out for this and see exactly what his limitations are, what he can do, and once again, we're going to make sure we have to be vocal and make sure that this doesn't potentially break the game, because right now, this is a slap in the face to Caveira fans. Your Silent Step means nothing now. So that's pretty much all I wanted to say today in this video, and you guys, check us out.